bearing light. My question answered itself. Do you know what you have experienced? Lucifer continued. Deep pleasure, indescribable pleasure, some kind of knowing. I replied hesitantly, perhaps, but that is only the sensation, Lucifer told me. What you have experienced is death, luminosity, radiosonics, interdimensional architecture, and unified sense field telepathically and collectively, and attain object of geometric sensorium. Geometric sensorium, which is the planetary culture of sensory exploration, earthly life based on time and art, rather than time as money. Means to restore mind and overcome death fear through mental self-regulation and clear seeing. Meditation brings. It brings the capacity to stay unfixated to the now, prolonged condition of mental clarity capable of endearing different forms of phenomenal reality. Primal self, existing power of creation, power of creating a dream spell underlying grounds of reality.
Now that was good.
Greetings, my beloveds here on YouTube. I hope you know that as a human or humanoid species, most of you are offsprings of the members of the Galactic Federation.
They ain't gonna believe it.
That is, those of you who are not members of the Veron Federation. But I am going to not segregate anyone today. Instead, I will give all 9 dimensions and definitions to them. So listen up. Number 1, we have what is known as the first dimension, which is accessing the iron core crystal energy located in between the layers of the outer and inner surface of the planet, near the center of gravity of this planet Earth. Second dimension is activated when we activate our conscious linkage to the world of the elementals, be they positive or negative. Third dimension is our power lens to take an active part of the worlds of manifestation and causation. It is the lowest of the human existence worlds. Fourth dimension is the world of feelings, as well as the world of dimensions needing the third dimensional world for physical manifestation into density in order to be visible or have physical interrelations with three-dimensional beings. It is the world of the fourth-dimensional reptilian humanoids who have elected to be the enemies of three-dimensional humans and eat the three-dimensional humans and drink their blood in order to walk around on planet Earth looking like the humans they hate. Today, they are the power behind the Western world of Europe and most of the secret society members of the United States power structure, as well as that of England and Israel. Is the dimension of love at its highest level of existence, living in blissfulness. The Pleiadians, who are the teachers of the three-dimensional humans in the Pleiadian structure of the solar systems, which Earth is included into, is an ideal example of fifth-dimensional loving humans. Sixth dimension is the power of sacred geometry, as well as the dimension of light and higher consciousness through proper information. A perfect example of six-dimensional humans are the Sirians, who created the black humans of the Pleiadian solar system structure several billion years ago, and the black humans on planet Earth some 560 million years ago. They always produce their human creation at a spacecraft level of existence so that they can have access to traveling to different systems to meet their brothers and sisters in this galaxy before the lower level fourth dimensional reptilian humanoids get a chance to corrupt their civilizations and drop their frequencies to lower demonic levels from the demonic Orion and Alpha Draconian reptilian influence, which has created the European, and that of the Nibiruan, which became known as the Hebrews on planet Earth. Seventh dimension is consciousness as light doing its expansion into much higher levels of awareness to generate more love and correct information, which is luminescent.
See, I want to explain something to you guys. When I used to live in that other apartment, I was telling you guys I was getting ready to get evicted and all that, right? So the reason why I was speaking that all into the universe the way I was is because it's an active mantra. You guys won't understand that. I'm not going to try to explain it. But anyway, I know how it works. So what happened was the universe set me up where I ended up living in this place with this elderly guy. He was 80 years old. He was real sick. He needed somebody to stay around here and help him out, which I did. But let me tell you something. While I was staying here helping this man around here, some people that he knew came over in here, and they was able to come in here and observe the circumstance between me and the guy. This was an 80-year-old white guy. Needless to say, you know, sometimes you have to still deal with those mentalities of people that's been fashioned around a certain type of societal, not acceptance, but societal being, all right, where people have their own way of viewing the dynamics of the world and living their lives with the philosophical understanding of how their character should be based on the inputs of thought that's in their head, of their conceptualization. Well, I guess to put it to you short, these niggas came over here that knew this Caucasian man, and they saw the circumstances of me living here with him, and all they could do was gossip about it. You know, they run out gossip, talking about what a good nigga I am and all that old stuff, all right? But see, this is what they didn't understand. Just like what this man is saying right here, divine acts of people of the light can always be misconstrued or misunderstood by the recipients of it. They look at you like you're a damn idiot, but what they don't understand is that you are a servant that was sent here to the earth. And by you being a servant, the people who dispatch you are able to observe the people that you do your work for. And they don't understand that these people that be in your presence are being evaluated as to what they do with your light. So these niggas that I'm talking about, all they did is ran around. I ended up going to associate with them just by beating them through acquaintance. But the only thing they could do was badmouth me and talk about how nothing I am as a 52. You know, they never saw the part of me providing health care for this guy. The only thing they was going to do is run out and badmouth my circumstances about how the guy treated me and my circumstances of being, you know what I'm saying, penniless and without money, which they don't understand. That's the way the universe set that up, so people can be exposed. I'm just like what this man right here says. There is wealth in this universe out of this world that I know about, and I know how to tap into. But for the meanwhile, there's things that I have to do that require that I be in a circumstance that I'm in, just so we can find out where certain people is at. But my point being, do you think those guys left here and said, you know, it's a good thing that he take care of that guy like that, and this and that? You know what they said? He a nigga, Uncle Tom, that white man working the shit out of him. You hear some of my videos where the guy called me. He depended on me for a lot, you know, and I really, to tell you the truth, didn't have a problem helping the guy, because to make the long story short, I didn't want to be sleeping under the damn bridge. But I really felt bad behind everything, more than anything, behind the niggas that came over here and went out talking shit, telling everybody what a flunky I am and what a, you know what I mean, all that old stuff. You know, you couldn't get nobody to open their mouth and say anything good about that whole dynamic about me taking care of the guy, you know. So it's so unappreciated. And then the disturbing part of it all is that after all that, when the guy passed on, and then the other family members who appreciated what I did for him, they allowed me to remain on the house, remain here, you know, with the option, if I get my shit together, I could rent and stay here even after the grace period they gave me to stay here. Now these same niggas who was opening their mouth talking all the stuff they was talking, when they came over here and deserved me taking care of, they got so bent out of shape now that everything done flipped around and is working in my favor. They stirred up all that bullshit that made me end up with that fight with that guy and all that old stuff. So the reason why I'm saying all this to you is because you see that name Lucifer that's on there under the picture of Yahshua ben Pandera. That's not Lucifer right there. This guy that's right here, according to my understanding, is who you guys later called Jesus. Okay, now the white man probably would call him Lucifer. I'm sure he could probably be in the enlightened one that he is. That makes him omnipresent, omnipotent, as well as benevolent. So that means that the name Lucifer could apply to him also. But we're not talking about the negative characteristics that go along with that we find on so many of us melanated people who will give a bad appraisal to someone that's helping a senior citizen and should be held in high esteem and rewarded for that. No, you got to be downtrodden and talk bad about, and everywhere you go, you're nothing, because you are a considerate, kind, godlike man who doesn't mind helping people. But then we got people on the earth that takes those type of characteristics and shit on them, and then say you got to be a fag or a chump or a sissy and all that stupid shit. Stuff that's going to make them, when they go see my father, wish that they would have been paying more attention to the stuff that I was saying on YouTube, other than watching the goddamn Super Bowl game and drinking all them damn Budweisers. So I just thought I'd share that with you to let you know that this guy be right on point, everything he be saying, because it's true. We do get scorned for being the light people that we are.
Eighth dimension generates surging power as its quality of existence. It is illustrated by the vegans who produce the Sirians, who produce the black humans throughout many structures in this galaxy. The vegans averaging 6 to 7 feet tall.
The reason why we became the prime target for enslavement by the European race is because of the God characteristics that I just described to you as be possessing, where we go out our way to help other people, and people just don't know how to appreciate it. They talk bad about you, walk over you, mistreat you, take advantage of you because they think that you weak.